Right, sport final time, round 3.
Last 3 each.
And a lot of people who are watching this today will be thinking, we are watching the guy who's going to go on and win this title, Gary Anderson, the Flying Scotsman. However, it very nearly didn't happen, because in the very first round, Owen Bates, Mr. Darts, beat him 6-4.
It's Kim to throw for the bull.
And maybe that's the best chance anybody will get, because Anderson swept aside Adam Paxton 6-0 in round
Bullseye.
2. And Kim Huybrechts, the Hurricane, former major finalist and a multiple PDC title winner. Find what is necessary. He's had
25, so Kim
one
to throw first.
pretty ropey game in the first round, but he had a good performance in round 2, seeing off Martin Lukeman, the Grand Slam finalist, averaged 95 in that. And while Gary has been sensational
59.
in these floor events for some time, he's won on the Euro Tour as well this year, defending the title in Sindelfingen.
139.
He was playing amazing stuff yesterday until all of a sudden it was Scott Williams who ended his run. That came in the round beyond this in the last 16. Anderson averaging 94
43.
in that one, having been over a ton and sometimes well over a ton prior to that.
123.
Encouraging start from the Flying Scotsman, though. Not as encouraging for the Hurricane.
96. 100. 107.
'More like it from Kim, this.
171.
A lot more like it. Might not be worth much, though.
Game shot.
It isn't. 14 darter. 1-0, break a throw. These two haven't run into each other that much in recent times. They
140.
last played a couple of years ago. And that one finished 6-0 to Anderson.
180.
Kim appears to have got his eye in. Last time Kim won a game against Gary was in 2021, a first round game in one of these Players' Championship. Played against each other in the Premier League, in World Cups, a couple of quarterfinals, in fact, at the World Cup. UK Open, Grand Prix, loads of Euro Tours. I say loads, some.
140.
Gary obviously wasn't involved in a lot of Euro Tours for several years. Ooh, can't find the 18 segment with the last start, so not even down to a finish. Gary Anderson not forced to go for the bullseye. Not that he needs it, because it's double 18 again.
Game shot.
11 darter. Routine stuff for the Flying Scotsman. It's only taken him 25 darts to take a 2-0 lead.
$180.
Tim's had a perfect scoring visit in every leg so far.
139. 137.
I've had a 9-darter here today. Ross Smith
140.
hitting one against Dylan Slevin earlier.
$168.
What a leg of darts this is. Kim Huybrechts. It's not a 9-darter, but it's pretty close if he hits the double first
95.
time of asking.
Game shot.
10-darter. That's a way to get into the game. I'm not sure there's going to be much beating of Gary
140.
Anderson in this match, though.
44. 58. 60. 47. 80.
Winner of this one faces either Titus Karnik of Poland or Rapid Ricky Evans.
140.
And at the minute, he's really looking like there's only one winner.
100.
You never know. Leg with a bit of a doubling disaster. Could that derail the Flying Scotsman? Tops.
96. 82.
He hates double 10, he says. But double 5 helps him out. Not quite the stellar stuff that we saw in the legs preceding it, but still good enough for a 3-1 lead. And 110 average from Gary Anderson.
41.
I mean, that last leg has seen his average come down by about 12 points.
131. 60.
Young Dominic Grulish is having a fun time on the Pro Tour in recent weeks. Already a finalist for the first time. He's 4-0 up on Ricardo Pietreczko at the moment.
180.
Averaging a ton. I mean, not quite touching the ridiculous numbers that Gary Anderson is hitting.
47. 140.
Well, with the way this is going, not even Michael Fish would predict a hurricane in the next round.
96.
Double 16. That's an 11 darter. Gary Anderson just continues to play world-class darts. Huybrechts just enjoying the view.
$140.
You're looking at the highest averages posted this year. Gary Anderson did break the 115 mark in an astonishing match with Christoph Ratajski. He only won it 6-5.
140.
He might do something similar here. That was only just inside the top 10 in terms of high averages this year across all PDC competitions. Luke Littler hit nearly 123. The highest, though,
80.
young Charlie Manby on the development tour. Average 130.7 in a 4-0 win.
60.
Just the 60, though. And when you're talking about those ridiculous numbers up near 120, just one or two bad visits can bring an end to those hopes.
97.
No need to go for it. So we'll set it up.
129.
He decides that double 16 is the one he wants.
$64. Game shot.
This is a battering. 5-1 to Gary Anderson. The only leg that Kim Huybrechts has won is the 10 darter he is.
100. 140. 100. 100.
First player through to the last 16 is Anderson's occasional practice partner, Ryan Searle, a 6-1 win, 99
40.
average against Stephen Burton. But Martin Schindler and Dominik Grulich, the two Germans, may be close behind. 5-1 up Schindler against Alexander Merckx, 5-0 Grulich against Ricardo Pietrezco, which is not going to do his match play hopes any good.
59. 90.
71 more points for Gary Anderson to wrap this up in double quick time.
83.
'Match start, the Flying Scotsman.
Game
That
shot and the match,
is
Gary
a
Anderson.
hammering. 6-1. Gary Anderson averaging in excess of 110 in that one. He has powered through. It's not dissimilar to what he did at this stage yesterday. 111.5 nearly, 60% on the doubles. Not dissimilar to what he did yesterday. Of course, it did all come to an abrupt halt in the last 16. Does the same thing happen today? It'll be down to either Titus Karnik or Ricky Evans to stop him. Good luck with that.
Precision, control and performance matter in darts and on the road. Falcon Tires delivers. Trusted in any weather, on any road, for any vehicle. Proud partner of the PDC, we bring passion to the streets and the arena. Falcon Tire.
Outside. 25, it's Ricky to throw first. $96. $134. $180. $92. $65. $97. $60. $138. $60. $20. $30. Game shot. $140. $137. $140. $60. $180. $135. Game shot. $125. $134. $96. $100. $140. $100. $100. $95. Game shot. $100. $54. $51. 96. 100. 99. 43. 60. 139. 134. 48. 'Game shot. 180. 45. 96. 180. 96. 85. 89. 96. 'Game shot. 100. 100. 43. 134. 57. 60. 140. 58. 137. 41. 'Game shot. 137. 131. 98. 140. 96. 180. 96. 34. 'Game shot. $97. 83. 96. 140. 121. 134. 140. 59. 'Game shot. $180. 41. 140. 137. 140. 91. 'Game shot. $140. 100. 91. 96. 60. 95. 140. 58. 50. 60. 'Game shot. $137. 140. 41. 45. 96. 100. 140. 100. 77. 46. 'Game shot and the match. Ricky Evans.
And eventually does.
Gary Anderson will not win the title today.
100.
Rapid Ricky Evans has fended him off. Won it 6-5. So it's Ricky Evans and Kevin Dutz is through to the
140.
quarterfinals. We could be seeing a first-time winner on the PDC circuit today.
That's exciting, isn't it?
6.
And Barneveld also out. Gabriel Clemens' quest for a
41.
first title goes on.
$140.
Well, it means that Danny Noppert is now the highest ranked
60.
player left in this tournament. The world number 16. We still have the world number 17, Ross Smith, the 18, Martin Schindler, and the 19, Ryan
60.
Searle. Shows you how big this game is. Frustrating one.
125.
Brings the bullseye in, leaves 135. He probably gets a look at it, but it might just be one visit from 135.
$60. 11.
That ends the possibility of that. So Danny Noppert to take us all the way. And that is
20.
a disastrous visit from Ryan Searle. Be furious if he does get to return to the board. It's one dart at the bull
56.
for Noppy.
Where's he looking? Treble 20? That's 95. Can't get the treble. Didn't take a big enough
59.
bite out of it in the previous visit. So Danny Noppert to tidy this up and take us to a last leg decider. Double 4. He does not miss. It is 5-all, and the winner of this leg of darts becomes one of the favourites to take the title here today.
60.
Another thing that today's action has done is make Luke Woodhouse's position in the match play a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, Woodhouse has beaten Schindler. The only players confirmed in the quarterfinals are Clemens, Doots, Van Duijvenbode, Woodhouse and Ricky Evans. And it's only Van Duijvenbode who's ever won a PDC title out of that lot. And his last one was 2 years ago.
100.
5 points between them. But Noppert has stolen the darts.
$85. 135.
Ryan Searle first down to a finish, but Danny Noppert will be on a much better one.
100.
Oh, the treble there makes a huge difference. That's a beauty, though. He's the wrong side of it.
66 scores.
Nearly got a dart at double 16 for the match. Will he get a dart for the match?
67.
And again, a stray one in the setup. Will it be costly this time? It was a double-double attempt
51.
from Danny Noppert. Couldn't find the first of them. It means a match-winning opportunity incoming for Ryan Searle.
No score.
Double 11 missed and missed inside. You cannot give Danny Noppert that opportunity. Noppert, for the second time today, survives a match dart. Not as many as he did in round one. He has ridden his luck today. But as you can see, the finishing, more than 50% from Danny Noppert. Of the 8 darts missed at double by Ryan Searle, 1 of them was for the match. It is a huge opportunity that slips by for heavy metal. Danny Noppert is into the quarterfinals, and there is a whole host of players who've never done what he's done and win on the tour.
Whack some cream on it. Hooroo. Wrap your laughing gear around that.
Hold the phone. What's this?
Foster's Proper Shandy, the amber nectar with lemony deliciousness.
You little ripper, Daniel.
Nothing better than a proper Aussie combo.
Like a kangaroo. Basically a rabbit mixed with a deer.
Or a mullet. City up front, out back.
Out back. Or jorts, the ruggedness of denim, with the ventilation of budgie smugglers.
I see your point.
New Foster's Proper Shandy, a proper Aussie combo. Good call.
Quarter-final time here in Hildesheim in a tournament of opportunity. Half of the players through to this stage of the tournament have never won one of these titles, while none of the 8 players have tasted success on the floor this year. We are guaranteed a 15th different winner of the season in Players' Championship action. Could it be one of these 2 players we have next up on Stream 1? Gabriel Clemens never won a senior PDC title, and the same applies for his opponent, Kevin Doots. Both players, of course, had 25 big breakthrough moments on the world stage in recent years, with Kevin Doots
so Kevin to throw first.
Coming in the latest instalment of the World Championship, reaching the last 16, and the German giant with a run to the semi-final in 2023. But who is going to take a step closer to a first Pro Tour title? I think one of the most astonishing things to note about Gabriel's run to this stage, Dan Dawson, is the ease with which he's come through his last 3 matches. Yes, he had a decider in his opener, 60. But since then, it's seemingly been plain sailing.
It's been kind of similar for the pair of them, really, isn't it? Hugely fortunate, both of them, to come through round 1.
100.
Clemens, we think, survived 8 match starts. It was probably half a dozen match starts for Kevin Doots in his opening game against Andreas Harrison. It was Jurgen van der Velde who missed the chance to knock Clemens out. Since then, Clemens has been imperious. Only dropped 5 legs in 3 games, and he's already at it in this one.
180.
What about this for a start? Boots on a potential 12 darter. Clemens on an 11.
78.
It is double 11 for
73.
Gabriel Clemens.
Game shot.
Well, Kevin Doots gets away with that one. It is a good opening leg from Doots, but he's had to survive a missed dart from Gabriel Clemens to hold his throw. Still first to 6 in the quarterfinals. Doots has 60. Only ever reached the final of a senior PDC event once. That was 2 years ago. He beat Clemens in the quarters that day. But Clemens, 7 times he's been in a PDC final. And unfortunately for Gabriel, he's been getting further and further away from winning. His last 2 final appearances, he's gone down 8-0 and 8-1.
60.
But we've got another quarter-final between Luke Woodhouse and Ricky Evans, and it's similar. Woodhouse has been in 1 final,
41.
Lost it. Ricky Evans has been in 6 himself and lost every single one of them. So massive, massive opportunities for the 4 players involved in those 2 quarter-finals.
99.
Ross Smith and Danny Noppert, who are major champions, squaring off in one of them. So we're going to lose the one of the major champions we've got in the field. And then Brendan Dole and Dirk
60.
van Duivenbode are both multiple title winners, but it has been a little while since we've seen them win.
Yeah, Ross Smith, 2 9-darters he's hit today. Astonishing stuff from Smudger.
One in the opening round against Dylan Slevin, and another against Chris Landman in the last 16. There's still time for more.
100.
Chance disappears after the very first dart.
68.
Does manage to pin the treble last dart to get single to double, but Gabriel Clemens is already there. Double 16. Not moving. Because he can just slot that one alongside it. 1 apiece.
$140. 140. 58. 140. 100. 57.
Clemens pretty much stolen the darts here, certainly has now. That's how you hammer home your advantage. He's hitting 180s at a rate better than most players this year in these events, Gabriel Clemens, and yet today he's not been brilliant. He's not even into double figures yet. That's his... Oh, no, sorry, that is his 10th.
Wrong segment for Gabriel Clemens. You can see just the wrong side of the wire.
49.
The opportunity has come and gone. This for a hold of throw for Kevin Doots. Tops.
66.
Doots couldn't punish. He has punished himself. 13 darter, break of throw. Gabriel Clemens into the lead for the first time in this one. 104 average, not too shabby. About 10 points more than what he's averaging for the day, Gabriel Clemens. But as we've already said, he's cruised through the last 3 rounds. Mid to high 90s averages have been good enough for 6-1 and 6-2 victories.
60.
Yeah, by far the best performance in the early stages of the quarterfinals.
57.
Ross Smith leading Danny Noppert 2-0. Luke Woodhouse 2-0 up on Ricky Evans also. And Dirk van Dijvenbode has taken the first
57.
leg against Brendan Dolan. But none of those games really kicking into life yet.
Just wonder what it does to
140.
the players down there. When, yeah, look, they all know they're excellent players, and many of them have won titles, admittedly, some not for a while. They've all at least reached finals. But I'm sure they'd have been looking at Gary Anderson and thinking, well, he's obviously the bloke to beat. And then all of a sudden he's out the tournament. And then you're looking around
56.
going, hang on. This could be the day.
80.
Yeah, I think you might be feeling a little bit of that about a guy who's hit 2 9-darters today, but
Game shot.
Gabriel Clemens won't be worrying about a great deal at the moment if he can continue to play like this.
Oh, yeah, since the opening round,
100.
Gabriel Clemens has not been in a game where he wouldn't have felt like he was going to lose it at any point. Only losing 1 or 2 legs, he's just controlled games. And he's controlling this one at the minute.
180.
This is impressive. This is the sort of Gabriel Clemens stuff that we were seeing in his early years in the PDC, where it seemed inevitable he was going to follow Max Hopp and become the second German to win PDC ranking titles. Now, in the intervening years, he hasn't. And Martin Schindler's won, and Ricardo Pietrezco's won.
140.
Dominic Grulich came close a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and the signs haven't always looked good, have they, that Gabriel Clemens would get there in recent times.
83.
But this is mightily impressive.
$90.
And as you mentioned, of the players who are remaining, who you're probably looking around at if you are looking to
98.
pick up your first ever title, it probably would be Dirk van Dijvenbode and Ross Smith, but Dirk not really pulling up trees at the moment.
51.
Right, now when he had a pop at this a couple of legs ago, wasn't able to stay straight, and that, well, he's done really well to force the
Game
dart through
shot.
to the treble there. Excellent stuff, because I didn't think that first dart was sat very nicely for him at all.
It just seemed to crash past it somehow and then pin double top.
95.
Good finishing, as you can see in this game. Only a couple of misses apiece. Again, he crashes past what looks like a blocker dart.
140.
Comes away with a ton 40. He's only really had one game which he'll be happy with the standard, I would imagine, Kevin Doots. His second round win over
60.
Robert Grundy, where he averaged 99. Everything else has been around that 90 mark, which, yeah, it can win you games, But if you do that game after game after game, eventually you're going to come unstuck.
$95. 60. $99.
Rather have 152 than 151. Gabriel Clemens can stay on the treble 20 if he does pin it when he returns to the board.
140.
You know what? He might have to take it out to avoid being pegged back to 3 apiece. Not going to.
A huge opportunity for Doot, given
100.
how Gabriel has scored for the majority of this match. He's not been as prolific
30.
in this leg.
You're going to be first to a double.
$36.
1 miss inside, 1 miss outside. 3 all beckons for Doots.
Game shot.
Very nicely done from Doots. That was a rare leg off from Gabriel Clemens in the scoring phase. Not quite at the
96.
blistering level he'd shown in those prior.
$58.
And could this be where Doot starts to turn the screw?
140.
Because more and more trebleless visits are creeping in for Gabriel.
55.
He's gone from being 3-1 up and 4 darts into a 9 darter in the next leg and averaging around the 108 mark to all of a sudden being in danger of being 4-3 down.
Yeah, just at the same time that he's struggling to find
83.
those 2 treble visits, Doot is managing to at least pick off 1 big treble each
95.
turn.
$92.
Not going to worry Doots at all, that. Double 12.
Game shot.
14 darter. Kevin Doots leads this game. 1-0 up, 3-1 down. He has rattled off 3 legs on the spin. He's in the ascendancy here.
140.
Not a must-win leg for Gabriel Clemens, but it does feel important.
85.
Yeah, I think we spoke too soon when we mentioned the mad Gabriel Clemens matches had subsided.
134.
Right. Could be 3.5-1 up. Find himself 5-3 down and still turn it around and win. That would be very
180.
Gabriel Clemens. But Kevin Doots, second maximum. Gets him hot on his heels. We have a semi-finalist,
45.
and Danny Noppert has been swept aside by Ross Smith. The man who's hit 2 9-darters already today is through to the semis. The number 3 seed, a 6-0 winner. Didn't start brilliantly that game, but he must have got very, very good very, very quickly, Ross Smith. He's ended with a 98 average.
150.
That is very good from Gabriel Clemens.
Yeah, ended it with an 11 darter, Ross Smith, which is poor by his standards today. Another one in tops.
76.
Not going to be.
Game shot.
We've got a level game. He stopped the rot. Double 16 pinned by Gabriel Clemens, but it's still Kevin Doots who has the advantage, which he might have just
42.
cast aside.
96. 77.
That is devastating for Kevin Doots at such a pivotal juncture.
$60.
One dart missed for a 5-3 lead, Kevin Doots. It's another one that he has lost to the floor.
38.
I don't think it's anything to do with the board. I think it's just him clattering into his own darts and the manner in which he throws them and some bad luck.
134.
But why blame that when there's something physical that you can blame?
100.
Clemens has to be favourite for the game from here.
Yeah, against the throw, and Kevin Doots is just clinging on at the moment in this leg.
59.
Hammering home the advantage, though. Gabriel Clemens having to take out a 1-5-2 to complete a 5-visit leg. A 2 or 3 treble visit for Kevin Doots.
140.
Well, at least it stayed in the board. An extra 20 points makes a big difference there.
$140.
Double 14. Oh, he's dragged
87.
that low. Found his way through to the treble 19, but couldn't find the double. What a guide. Slides off it and into the lead, Gabriel Clemens. 3-1 up, 4-3 down. He now is throwing for a spot in the semi-finals. And it is looking like Brendan Dolan is the man he will face, because Dirk van Dijvenbode has not been able to maintain his charge through the tournament today.
96.
He is 4-1 down.
60.
Dolan, who last won a title in this building almost exactly a year ago, a year and a week ago.
140. 140. 95.
As well to leave himself on a finish after 9, Gabriel Clemens.
100.
Doots unable to do the same. So for a spot in the semi, another one in there. For a dart at the bull.
138.
Didn't go for it. Sensible play.
He's given himself match darts.
60.
Is there another twist? There might be. There might be, but it's going to require something monumental from Kevin Doots. Can't get it started. More match darts for Gabriel Clemens.
105.
You can take nothing for granted in a game involving the German giant, but can he take his chance? 8-8. He
Game
does
shot
take his
elimination.
chance, and Gabriel Clemens is 1 win away from reaching an 8th PDC final today.
Just 4 players remain here in Players' Championship 16, with 2 looking for their first ever PDC title, and the other 2 looking to pick up their first victory of 2025. Here on Stream 1, the 9-dart heroes in Hildesheim this week. Between them, they've hit 3 in 2 tournaments. Astonishing from Ross Smith, who's hit 2 this afternoon.
50.
They've both come in victory, of course. As for Luke Woodhouse, well, he pinned perfection
50.
against Martijn Dracht in a match he went on to lose yesterday. But a tremendous opportunity here for both of these players now.
Outside.
Luke Woodhouse, a development tour winner and a finalist of a Players' Championship event
25.
once before.
It's Luke to throw first.
Looking to win this and reach that stage of the tournament for the first time since 2023. And as for Ross Smith, well, we all know that on his day he's one of the most prolific scorers in the game. Such a heavy
43.
180 hitter. He has 4 of these titles to his name already. The latest coming in July of last year, the 2022 European champion, of course.
134. 43.
And whilst Luke Woodhouse
99.
is starting to reach these latter stages of tournaments more and more frequently, is Ross Smith, who has superior experience, especially when it comes to things like this. As I said, 4 titles.
41.
He's made a few finals on the Euro Tour as well, which means he knows the right formula.
60. 140. 58. 100.
It is Ross first down to a finish, but Luke Woodhouse down to a smaller one, and he is going to get a look at the 134.
100.
This, of course, just to hold his throw in the opening leg.
54.
It's double 16.
18.
Early break, not to be. Well, it's not the scintillating start we were expecting from this semi-final. Both have been really impressive over the course of the day.
60.
And Ross Smith, you could see him berating himself, because it would have been mightily infuriating. It is a 19-dart break of throw. Would have been so infuriated had he allowed Luke Woodhouse to hold in 21.
$94.
The other semi-final being contested by Gabriel Clemens and Brendan Dolan on
139.
streaming board 2 with Dan Dawson and Matt Edgar. It's Clemens who's taken the first leg of that one. 1-0 he leads. Been absolutely
134.
superb at times today. Knocked out the number 1 seed Dave Chisnell. Took care of Raymond van Barneveld, Kevin Dutz. Now looking
58.
to add Brendan Dolan to that list.
$100. 60. $97. $96.
Better scoring in leg 2 from Ross Smith.
Game
And
shot.
more clinical on the outer ring as well. That's the 14 dart hold of throw to back up the break. And already, even though it is, of course, now best of 13 in the
121.
semi-final and 15 in the final. Oh, how quickly it can seem like an uphill battle when you're taking on someone with Ross Smith's
140.
scoring power.
$100. $134. $60. $140.
You look at their running averages for the day, these two. Not a great deal separating them. It is Ross Smith with a slightly higher
$140.
by a couple of points.
Game
Double 18 is pinned. This is getting better and better from Ross Smith. As you can see there, the numbers, 102.5. And he must be starting to think that he could add the title to the 2 9-darters that he's already pinned today.
100.
Excellent stuff. And Luke Woodhouse at the moment, unfortunately, just not able to go with him. He had the opportunities, didn't he, in the opening leg? I know how different this semi-final could be had Luke Woodhouse taken one of those darts at double in the opening leg, because really would have infuriated Ross Smith.
100. $140. $140.
After taking the opening leg in the other semi-final,
140.
Gabriel Clemens, he now finds himself 2-1 down to Brendan Dolan, despite averaging 10 points more than the Northern Irishman. Luke Woodhouse
90.
with a rare opportunity here at the back end of the leg. Get his first on the board, and it would be for a breaker throw. And he has got a dart, but he is a long way off. Double 10. Not the first two components right, but Ross Smith, he's been getting this bit right, hasn't he?
39.
Not this time, though. He lets Woodhouse off the hook. How awkward is that first dart? Very would appear to be the answer, but now he has a clear bed.
10. Game shot.
Yeah, when Ross Smith opens the door and you're not able to take any of your 4 opportunities, he's not going to keep gifting you those chances.
59.
He is a very nice man, but he's not just going to keep giving you darts at double. That's 2 legs now, Luke Woodhouse, where he's had
100.
multiple attempts at the back end of legs. And not only would it have got him a leg on the board, but they're legs that Ross Smith felt he should have won as well. So
134.
would have added an element of frustration for Smudger.
$134.
Brendan Dolan now 3-1 up on Gabriel Clemens. Still around 10 points in the average in that one. Gabriel Clemens with the higher.
84.
What can Luke Woodhouse do to turn this one around?
$50. $140.
Excellent stuff from Luke Woodhouse. He's going to get another opportunity to get his first leg on the board in this semi-final. You feel, even though it's not must win,
125.
it's quite important that he takes it.
59.
And it's double 16.
Game shot.
Pinned again by Ross Smith. It was just an outside chance there for Luke Woodhouse at the bull in the end. But it's starting to look like his race might be run. He's produced some really wonderful stuff. And
140.
when you look at the bigger picture for Luke Woodhouse and the race to qualify for the match play, well,
60.
he's sitting a lot more comfortable than he was at the start of this week. He's now leapfrogged a few players. He's up into 11th of the 16 that will qualify, so
134.
he doesn't really need to be looking over his shoulder too much. So regardless of what happens in the remainder of this
135.
match, he can deem this weekend, or this week I should say, a really successful one in terms of qualifying for other tournaments later in the year.
140. $99. $55.
Well, he has been ruthless, hasn't he, on double 16 for much of this match, Ross Smith.
93.
For a 13 darter and to move within a leg of victory, he's going to have to go next door and across for 4.
Game shot.
Last dart in hand.
$140. $180.
Well, Ross Smith knows a thing or two about starting a leg with a 180, doesn't he, today? Twice he's managed
59.
to back it up and then go out in 9.
91.
Well, he might not make it a hat-trick, but what he has done is put himself in a very handy position to maybe even inflict a whitewash win
92.
for Luke Woodhouse. Oh, this is absolutely superb
180.
from Ross Smith. 2 180s in this leg.
45.
He's looking for a 5th Players' Championship title, Ross Smith, here this afternoon. He has been
Game shot
absolutely
and the
sublime on
Ross
double
Smith.
16. And it is a sensational performance from Smudger to advance into yet another final. And as you can see there, an average in excess of 105 is finishing. Well, it was absolutely remarkable. Luke Woodhouse, it was the first leg and the 4th leg of the match that were the really, really crucial ones for him. He was unable to pin any of his 6 starts at double in total, and he suffers a whitewash defeat at the hands of Smudger, who goes through looking for his 5th Players' Championship title. It's time for one final dance here in Hildesheim as Ross Smith and Brendan Dolan prepare to do battle to become the 14th different winner of a Players' Championship event in 2025. For the man on your screen there, Smudger, well, it was plain sailing in his semi-final match as he completed a whitewash win over Luke Woodhouse to end the Shed's hopes of claiming a maiden title. He has 4 of these titles to his name already, the latest coming in July of last year. And with this run to the final, he's not only got himself back up into the top 16 in the world, but also he's currently up into a provisional seeded spot for the World Match Play in July. So already it is a hugely significant day for Smudger, who's also, by the way, hit 2 9-darters en route to this stage. An absolutely incredible achievement here at Players' Championship 16. And as for that man there who's just won the bull, Brendan Dolan, he's looking to move into double digits when it comes to Players' Championship triumphs. His last actually came in this very building back in May of last year. So
59.
What have these two players got left in the locker, Matt Edgar? Because in his semi-final match, Ross Smith showed absolutely no sign at all of letting up.
134.
Well, if anything, you'd say Ross Smith's been getting better as the day goes on, which is a weird thing to say about someone who's hit 2 9-darters, but certainly the statistics back that up as well. 6-0 victory over Danny Noppert. That was the surprise. Danny Noppert's been exceptional this week so far. Ross Smith dismissing of him with relative ease.
100.
Just getting better as the day goes on, and sort of, do we point that towards a little bit of fitness that sort of needs
100.
to be there now for the players to get through these long days? Ross Smith certainly has put a lot of effort into that side of the game.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a factor, isn't it? We're seeing it on the Euro Tour with players
54.
who are making the latter stages. Ross Smith being one of them, in fact. It certainly helps them maintain that elevated level as he does some stretches there in the background.
60. $58.
Not ideal, though, the last 2 visits from Ross Smith. Now, it was a slow start. I mentioned how good he was in that semi-final. Is a 19-dart break of throw from Ross Smith in the opening leg of that semi-final. It was after that where the power scoring and the clinical finishing kicked in.
If that is the case, he won't be too worried about losing the bullseye. Especially with Brendan Dolan not finding anything here in the opening leg. Ross Smith looking to extend this winning run of legs.
Can't get much closer without clattering in, and that's exactly what he does. To break the Brendan Dolan throw at the earliest possible opportunity.
Just all positive at the moment for Ross Smith. He won the last 3 legs against Chris Landman in the last 16. 60. He won 6-0 against Danny Noppert. He won 7-0 in the semi-finals, which means that opening leg there for Ross Smith means he's won the last 17 legs of which he has played.
Doesn't bode well, does it, for Brendan? Ross Smith leaving his opponents legless here in Hildesheim.
Talking through that semi-final between Brendan Dolan and Gabriel Clemens about how Brendan Dolan likes to try and change the pace when things aren't working. We are seeing very early here a much quicker version of Brendan Dolan. Certainly from what we saw in the semi-finals, a lot more deliberate, a lot more taking his time with things. Just trying to find a little bit of rhythm and a little bit of flow here.
Yeah, and a lot of people say, don't they, that, or a lot of players say that he's the hardest player to play against, not because he's slower, but because he has that versatility and he can mix it up so much. So at least if you're playing someone who's more methodical, you can kind of prepare yourself for that, but you just don't know what you're going to get from Brendan.
And it doesn't affect the performance. And it's for that reason I always say Brendan Dolan's top of my list in regards to hardest player to play.
Game shot.
Well, that takes the tally to 18 without response for Ross Smith. Very, very impressive tally, but not an impressive start for Brendan Dolan. Dwelling in the 70s in the opening couple of legs, needs to start finding some trebles and soon, because one thing we know about Ross Smith is when he gets his nose in front, he tends to steamroller ahead.
100.
Yeah, you feel that Brendan Dolan's going to have to put about 15 points on his average to get close to Ross Smith in this one.
30.
Because Smudger's averaging around the 94 mark. He's looking so comfortable, isn't he? He's not really having to exert himself
180.
too greatly.
You'll be enjoying it. Not many times do you play in a final and find yourself enjoying things, but when there's nothing coming back at you,
81.
you can see your opponent sort of just searching for a little bit of rhythm, got that release off point. Really enjoy what is going on, and Ross Smith, 9 darts thrown, 41 left for a double breaker throw. Now starting to find that power scoring. He's got this very incredible run of legs going. This for 19 without response.
Well, he was deadly on double 16 in that semi-final with Luke Woodhouse. And he's continuing in that vein here in the final, much to Brendan Dolan's displeasure.
58.
Brendan some way down on his running average over the course of today's play at the moment. He's running 96. At around 81 in this match. 93 for the entire tournament. Has he just run out of steam at the last hurdle? Just as Ross Smith looks to be getting stronger and stronger. And looks like he could probably play another 3 or 4 matches if he had to.
100.
I was thinking exactly the same, that Ross Smith looks like he could play like this all day.
Yeah, very much playing within himself at the moment, isn't he?
171.
And even though it's a final right now, this will just be feeling like a bit of a practice session for Ross Smith, because he's having nothing coming back against him. The game's not sort of breaking down into moments. It's just all about Ross Smith right now. And even the 140 of Brendan Dolan there doesn't leave a finish, which means Ross Smith, 6 darts here to put himself halfway to victory in the minimum amount of time.
100. $95. Game shot.
And it's double 16 for Ross Smith yet again. And how many legs is that now, Matt?
Up to 20, which I think is going to be getting all the statisticians running to their books to see what the best runs are in regards to legs won in a row in Players' Championship events. Certainly in the latter stages like this, when you get to the quarterfinal, semi-final, to be winning games to 0 back-to-back.
140.
I can't remember a time of that happening before.
Well, the only thing that even comes to mind that's not really close is Bo Greaves winning a
100.
women's series event without dropping a leg in the entire event. But, of course, a shorter format can't really compare the two things.
140.
So impressive. The regularity of the power scoring of Ross Smith. Brendan just trying to cling in.
136.
Trying to stop this run of Ross Smith. Give him something to think about. Draw him into a couple of little mini battles.
140.
But even when he's getting down to a big 3-figure out like this, Ross Smith is there, ready to punish. It just doesn't feel like
65.
anything's getting through to Ross Smith to apply any pressure at the moment.
Yes.
Well, I can confirm that's not what he wanted.
That's inviting for the bullseye.
56.
Right, here's your chance, Brendan. Who must be thinking, I didn't think you were going to do anything wrong in this final. Can he find a way past it? Now he's got a clear bed at double
50.
10. Well, there are his first 2 darts at double in this match. And he's not been able to take either of them. And you have to
shot.
question how many more he's likely to get. Because this is pretty close to flawless at the moment from Ross Smith. He's averaging just shy of 106.
And you feel that reaction for Brendan Dolan was one who maybe feels the game's already
180.
gone.
Yeah.
Sort of smiling at the opportunity, like you mentioned, as if to suggest that he thought Ross Smith was just going to hit
100.
everything. And he'd probably be right in thinking that, certainly if he was aware of how Ross has played sort of over the last 90 minutes or so. This is just a continuation of brilliance.
100.
Just like to highlight as well, when I picked Ross Smith as my winner yesterday, I meant for today.
180.
It's a rollover selection, is it?
Yeah.
135.
It's looking like Ross Smith may be adding to his title haul, and very soon.
$140.
Yes, for 6-0.
Game shot.
It's just so clinical, isn't it? Every part of his game has come together. I watched him in an exhibition on Friday night, and that's why he was my pick yesterday.
40.
I know it's silly. I know it's not much to go on, but the way he was playing, the way he was scoring, and to be honest, at the moment,
180.
he's playing as though he is in an exhibition match.
Doesn't even feel like a game, does it? Doesn't feel like a match. Brendan Dolan only managing the 2 darts at a double. That was off the back of Ross Smith missing an opportunity. He's playing absolutely his A-star game here, Ross Smith.
60.
And just to keep the tally going, 22 legs without response.
140.
In the latter stages of a Pro Tour event.
Yeah, and Brendan's actually
140.
raised his level, hasn't he? He's at least competitive now in these legs, but it's just so hard to get anywhere near
95.
Ross Smith at the moment. Not going to get a dart at the bull, and it's
97.
jaw-dropping stuff, isn't it, when he doesn't get a dart to win the leg now at the end of a combination.
A 3rd dart at a double here for Brendan Dolan. It's at the bullseye. It's not
41.
gone. There is a genuine chance here that Ross Smith could end the day with one of the best tallies in regards to winning legs without response we have ever seen on the Pro Tour. He is a leg away from the title. He is 23 without response. It feels just like, when does Ross Smith win this now, rather than will he? An average of 108.46, a demolition job of one of the most consistent performers we've ever seen in the world of darts.
$99. $60.
And I guess that's it at this point in the match, where there's not enough coming back at you to really test you.
140.
You just set yourself little targets in your mind, and his will probably be, right, get through this without dropping a leg now. That'll be the target. No disrespect, of course, to Brendan. He'll
85.
be wary of the threat, but at the moment, he knows he's just playing on a different level.
That's not a different level to Brendan Dolan. That's a different level to virtually every player in the world of darts. This is absolute elite from Ross Smith. And Brendan doesn't like that lie there. He's worried about hitting the dart and carrying him away from that corridor.
92.
Is it safe in the end? Gets himself down to a finish, but the way Ross Smith's been scoring, you think he's going to leave something quite reasonable here.
$45.
Wow. 6 from 170 for Brendan Dolan. I mean, Ross Smith giving himself quite a hard time
45.
there, isn't he?
Seeking perfection. It's been a near perfect performance. Wants to probably end it with that big
83.
running still intact in regards to those winning legs. Rare opportunity for Brendan Dolan. Starts on the bullseye. Won't get a chance to finish on that. And Ross Smith, 2 successful darts away from another PDC title.
75.
And it is 1 dart at the bull to claim the
Game
title.
shot
Of
and the
course,
match.
he
Ross
pins
Smith.
it. A sensational, spectacular showing for smudger Ross Smith. Over the course of today, 2 9-darters. He's back up inside the top 16 in the provisional seeds for the match play as well. Phenomenal scoring power, relentless stuff from Ross. A 5th Players' Championship title of his career, and look at those numbers. 57% checkout success and a 105 average. And let's hear what he's got to say about that now. A demolition job in the final.
Champions Day at Players' Championship 16. Ross, do you remember the last time you lost a leg today?
It was the last 16.
Yeah, Chris Landman.
Chris Landman, yeah, he didn't miss tops. Actually, he missed it in one leg and let me off. Apart from that, he didn't miss it, so yeah.
You won the last 3 of that one. 6-0 in the quarter-final against Noppert. 7-0 against Woodhouse. 8-0 in the final. You've just won 24 legs on the spin to take the title on a day you have hit 2 9-darters. What has happened today?
I'm a bit, honestly, weirdly, I don't actually think I played that well today. I really don't. I feel like I just, sometimes luck's on your side and stuff like that. The 9-darters, you know, it's great, but I think they're a bit overrated. Mind you, I like the pin, so it's like a nice little trophy. But yeah, it's, you know, it's winning the leg that counts. And but yeah, I don't know. Playing these guys, I know I haven't dropped a leg for the last 3 games, but I think they haven't turned up as well, to be fair. I think I've got a little bit lucky in them sort of games. So I'm just happy with the win.
Well, I mean, 105 average in the semis, and what was it? Did it end about 109 in the final? It was certainly up there towards the end.
If it's 100 plus, I'm happy with how I'm playing. And so, if it's, I don't think it went 109, surely.
It certainly was at one point. I don't know what it finished as, and that screen's just gone now. But it was certainly very, very good.
I'll take the win. That's all that matters.
Look, you have been knocking on the door. You've been playing brilliant stuff for a long old while. This is the 5th year running you've won at least one title.
Yeah.
I mean, you must just feel that this happens now. I turn up, I play darts, I'm going to win titles. Maybe not as many as you want, though.
Yeah, obviously I want to win all the time. Who doesn't? But no, I've got the little plaques at home and stuff like that with the score sheets and stuff, and they're my little trophies, whether, the Players' Championships or what, but, they mean a lot to me. So I'm going to add another one to the wall there, and it's just another incentive. When I'm at home practicing, I'm like, right, let's get another one, or, every year I want to win something. At least win a title, you're playing the best players in the world, and I know I can be one of the best in the world. Consistency is a big thing, but, I know I can win tournaments on hopefully a regular basis, so...
Well, I mean, look, it is a regular basis. This is just modern darts. Now, Ross Smith wins titles every single year. You are a former major champion.
Yeah.
Now, this win is putting you up into the top 16 again. You've been there before. How do you feel about the match play? Like, I mean, you don't really want to be number 15 or 16, do you? I mean, there's still room to go up, or do you not mind?
No, I don't mind, but realistically, no, of course you don't. You don't want to be going in at 15, 16 at any of the tournaments, whether it's the Euros or whatever, I heard Chris Mason say something in an interview saying that years ago it ruined him, playing Taylor because he was always around the 16 mark. But no, I know what I can do, and I'm not afraid of playing anyone. I've beat Luke Humphreys. Been a long time though, but I beat Luke Humphreys. But I'm not bothered about who I play. I just concentrate on my game, whether it's Luke, Gerwin, whoever. I'll go up there and play my darts, and I give 100%. And I prepare as best as I can, and that's all I can do. And I believe I can beat anybody. It's without question. So, but yeah, I've just got to kick on from here, and it's another win, another year, another win. So may it continue and kick on from here.
And look, I know you've already got that European Championship on your mantelpiece, that big major win, but for
not enough.
Well, this is it. Now, do you believe with the 180s that you hit? You are one of the biggest scorers in the game. You hit 9 darters pretty much more than most people, the vast majority. You've had 2 today. That's a very rare thing. A Johnny Clayton type year, where it's not just, I've won a big one. I've won another big. I've won 4 big ones. Do you think that's possible, don't you?
Yeah, of course I do. Otherwise I wouldn't be playing. I don't want to be somebody who ends up retiring in 10 years' time and goes, oh, yeah, I've won 1 major and, and... It's a big called a one-hit wonder, as they say. I don't want that. I want at least 2, 3, 4. I want to keep going, and that's what I will do. I'll just keep working hard at my game, whether another major comes this year, whether it's next year, the year after that, whatever it is. All I know is that every game I go into, I'm going to give 100%, and hopefully I'll win.
I know that you've had some disappointments on the Euro Tour this last year and a half. 3 finals that have...
I'm there, aren't I? I'm thereabouts.
But that's it. How do you pick yourself up? Because you look back at today and you go, I've just won 24 legs in a row. I've hit 2 9-darters along the way. Yeah. I just keep doing what I'm doing, and eventually more big stage titles are coming to me, aren't they?
Yeah, of course. It's coming without a shadow of a doubt. I've lost... I know, I hate saying it, but I've lost 3 finals now in the Euro Tours, but... 2, 3 years ago, I hadn't even made a final. So I know it's progress. I'm sort of, I don't know, maybe I'm under the radar a little bit, but I know what I can do, and I know I can win. I've won. If you've won a major, you can win anything. And I honestly believe that I'm going to win another one. So long may it continue. I'll keep working hard, and I'll work my nuts off, and hopefully grab some more.
Yeah, and we've got a couple of Euro Tours coming up as well. It's next Pro Tour action, Rosmalen in a couple of weeks' time. We've got Leverkusen. It's all building up towards the World Cup. There's World Series and the match play. And if that man isn't on your radar after winning 24 consecutive legs to take the title and hitting 2 9-darters today, then adjust your radar because it's faulty. Well
Cheers,
done.
mate. Appreciate it.